Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
So welcome.
Yeah, hi. Welcome to the fifth webinar we're organizing within the BoBB project. So this webinar will be focusing on Flax. So we are Eileen Blackmore and Sebastian Heilebos. I'll just quickly already give the word to Eileen, but first we would like to have an idea who is following or joining the webinar today. So Sian from province of Friesland, who's the communication manager, will launch the poll on your screen just to have an idea who you are.
Perhaps we should have added other, but some think I'm not one of them.
I was thinking the same.
So if you are other, you can say farmer.
Yeah. So yeah, I will just quickly give the word to Eileen so she can introduce herself and her organization.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. So I will show you a bit about House of Design. I'm the founder of House of Design, and it is established quite some time ago, 1996. And what we do is we initiate projects or we join projects to make sustainability more tangible, so we can really show instead of only researching, but show what we're doing. And we do this in an action research method. And the last few years, I think the last, say, 6-7 years, we're really focusing on setting up local value chains and also adding designers to them to make it more visible. And we are situated in the northern of Netherlands, in Groningen and Friesland, and the province of Friesland is the lead partner, and we cooperate with them and some others, as you can see later, within this project. And usually the designers will know, if you are educated as a designer, usually it is human-centered design, but we make a big cross through human because we want to have it more planet-centered design and then for human use. So we put the planet more in front. And if we talk about design, of course, we think of products, but we think more also about a system. So we also design and redesign systems to show, okay, what is the impact of the products? What are you working on and what does it do to your environment? And to the nature, but also the society and also to the local economy. And we do this by setting up these local value chains. So we have a cooperation between different stakeholders and also to see what they are focusing on. And I will get deeper into this later in this presentation. But the most important is we boost the local economy and we want to make something visible and tangible and also for purposeful employment for all degrees and especially to make people proud. So that is the focus. So I will give back the floor to Sebastian, who will introduce himself.
Yes, thank you. So I'm Sebastian. I'm a project manager at Design Regio Kortrijk. Kortrijk is in Flanders, in Belgium. So our organization promotes innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship in the bigger region of Kortrijk. And we do this actually by implementing design thinking. And the core of our organization really is the matchmaking between the creative professionals and industry and public organizations. Last year we had our 20th birthday, so we have quite some experience already. We really connect. The matchmaking is really our focused area. Since 2017, we're also a designated member of the UNESCO Creative Cities of Design, which is also a very nice membership we have. A lot of knowledge and inspiration we can get out of that design ecosystem. And our projects are mainly situated in society, economy, environment, and youth. So next to these projects we do around innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship, we also have a big project where we promote or showcase all these innovations to the big public. This is our Wonder Creativity Festival we do yearly organize in the city of Kortrijk. It's quite a unique festival in Belgium, where all partners in the region or even internationally are invited to participate. So it's a quite open festival where we curate the content of the festival. Last year we had more than 18,000 visitors, more than 500 students, companies, artists that participate. So it's a very broad festival where we include everyone who wants to participate. Going back to BoBB, so to the Building Based on BioBased project, just to have a view on the partners who are working in this project. So for the Netherlands, we have, as Eileen already mentioned, the province of Friesland, Circulair Friesland, House of Design and Biocentrum. Then in Belgium, it's us, Design Regio Kortrijk, together with Ghent University. In France, we have IMT together with CEREMA in the region of Lille. And then for Denmark, it's a Guldborgsund municipality, Business Roland Falster and Agrovi. And Germany, we have Dreien and the region of Heidekreis together with Jade University. So these are all the partners for within the Building Based on BioBased project. So a bit more on the project itself. what is the purpose of the building based on BioBased project? It's really the strengthening and connecting the value chains that are existing in the North Sea region to really strengthen them further. Because the use of bio-based material is a unique opportunity with a lot of potential for construction, but also for interior applications, for textiles, and can really help to tackle challenges of today, we're facing today, like climate change, but also reduction of CO2 emissions. They can be interesting new business model for farmers who are looking for new opportunities, but it also helps for the health of the soil and for the biodiversity. And it can also, of course, upgrade economically a certain region. And not to forget, it helps to improve the interior climate for buildings, houses, so for people living inside of the buildings. We see that at the moment there are many small-scale projects throughout the North Sea region, but they're all a bit scattered and not really connected with each other. So why are we organizing this project then? Because we want to tackle certain obstacles that we see, that we face. So mainly the value chains who are not adult enough yet. There's a lot of data and knowledge missing within these value chains, but also in the different regions. Policies, laws, and regulations that are not really up to date yet to support these to support the use of these bio-based materials. Still, little awareness among the different parties within a value chain are not aware of the possibilities of these materials. And also financially, it's still unclear where and how these materials can be used. So we want, of course, to tackle all or most of these obstacles. So we develop a transnational approach between the different regions to valorize these bio-based value chains. And we do this also from a design part, where we connect designers to the bio-based value chains as orchestrators, where they take the lead for developing bio-based textiles, but also construction and interior applications made from these crops that are selected from the different regions. I didn't mention this before, but if you have questions, feel free to put up your hand or share a question in the chat if ever a question would pop up. So what do we do concretely with the project? So we work together with the different regions and share knowledge on different topics like the policy and the governance, where we look what kind of policy we already have, which is more of an obstacle, which helps the use of bio-based materials, and also giving advice to local policymakers. Best practices that are shared within the different regions. We work together on developing the bio-based value chains. And also look at production possibilities and collaborations in this field. We have been mapping the different steps that there are between, really the cultivation of the crops, starting from the seed, to the semi-finished product. Researching on the impact on the soil for cultivation of these crops for building, and to make sure it doesn't compete with cultivation of crops for food production, because that's also important, of course. Next to that, we've also been developing different methodologies and tools that can actually help designers use bio-based materials, because at this moment, we don't really have a framework yet that can help designers to use bio-based materials. So this is also being developed within this project with the help of Ghent University. And then we also connect within this project the different participating designers to share learnings, to share experiences, so they can also help each other. So these methods and business models we're actually building in the project on the bio-based value chains are applied to the different crops that the different regions select. And in the end, we built 5 different pilot projects in every region, 1 pilot project where we work on a concrete end result that can be shown as a result of the BoBB project. I think Eileen will take over from here for the next part.
That is correct. Thank you. And it's nice to see Sarah Sui hopping in. We know each other from a long time ago, so also you're welcome. Nice to see you. So if we look at the crops in the North Sea region, what we did is to take a few steps back in time that we were always building bio-based, because there were no fossil materials then, because these are the crops that thrive very well in our region. So we have a focus on the flax and the hemp, and also from the polyculture. So we look at cattail and reeds, and also miscanthus, which came, of course, from further away, but really thrives very well in our region. And so we look at these crops and see how we can cascade them to make them of value, especially for the building and construction, but also for the textile and interior purposes. So now we go to our flax part. So let's talk about flax. Flax is one of the oldest material that we have been using for a long time, of course, for our clothing, but also for other purposes. And it started in the Middle East, so say almost 9,000 years before BC. And it traveled along the Mediterranean, across the north and the south, towards our region, in the North Sea region. And there it has been blooming for a very long time, and especially in the northern of the Netherlands, it used to be the best quality, even, they said, old papers say. And now it has changed a bit because, say, about 1960, 1970, the cheaper cotton came, and also the synthetic fibers, and that's why there was less demand for the flax fibers. So it really diminished in our region. Also with factories that existed, they're almost all disappeared. So if we see now worldwide, how is it going in the flax production? You see France is really the furthest, and I can show you later where this region is, and of course also Belgium and a little bit of the Netherlands if we look at the North Sea region, and for the rest in Belarus, and I think it's also in Lithuania and Estonia it used to be, but I think it's also diminished there, and then only a little part in China, Russia, and the other regions. And this is due to the climate of the region. So if we look at the North Sea region, you can see on the image here, so it's the northern part of Brittany, Normandy, and then Flanders and the west of the Netherlands, because it has a clay soil. So flax really works very well on a sea clay soil, so it needs a really sturdy environment. And due to the winds that are broken coming from the west, from England, that it really breaks down, and that's why this is really the region that is responsible for almost 80% of all the linen of all the world. And what we have been doing in Friesland and Groningen, we brought it back. As you can see here, first I will show you this one. You can see how the demand is growing, and this is also because people are more aware of. Oh, Sihan, you have a question?
No, I don't have any questions. Sorry.
I saw your hand. The demand for the linen textiles has been growing because we are getting more and more aware of the negative impact of our plastic clothing, and this is really continuing. We also have contacts with a spinning mill in northern France, and they also say that the demand is growing. So they are very happy that we reintroduced the flax in the northern part of the Netherlands, so in Friesland and Groningen. And also here, there was a big flax industry till the 1960s, 1970s, but here also it has completely disappeared. But what is really nice with these 14 farmers in which we work with whom we work with, is that they still remember their grandfathers growing flax, and they're showing me all the little diaries with old handwriting about when they were sowing and when they were harvesting. And the spinning mill told us that because of the climate change, the northern part of Brittany is getting drier, so it's really moving upwards. So for to be able to listen to the demand, they're very happy that Friesland and Groningen is also joining. So I think it could be interesting also to even scale up further to the northern part of Germany. And you have been hearing about me about linen textiles, and also linseed oil and the linoleum, marmoleum, all comes from the flax. And here you can see all the parts of the flax. So the long fibers is for the textile, which is the outside of the stem. And then the short fibers, when the long fibers have been combed, and this is also used for textile, but also for paper products and insulation material, and also for the rougher textiles. And the shives, the shives is the name from the straw from the flax. It's the inside of the stem. And this is also being used for construction. You can see some sheets behind me here, so for the tables and for walls. But it's also used for the bedding for animals, and of course for energy. And it's also a mix with the shives and the short fibers, which is used for insulation mats for in the houses. And the seeds, of course, is also for food and feed, for food for ourselves and for feed for the animals, but especially also for the oils to make paints or the floorings. So you can really use everything from the flax.